the Achilles tendon, the muscle spanning on the back of the leg all the way from up the calf to the heel of the foot. This tendon helps with many things from running, jumping, mobility, speed. Pretty much most of your leg abilities are partially because of this muscle. Tearing this muscle can often feel like being kicked in the back of the leg, except when you're kicked, you don't just get back up. For the average human, tearing this can take a long recovery time and can be very painful. But for a professional basketball athlete, tearing this muscle is simply the beginning of the end for your career in most cases, except for these two players. You may have already heard of these two players, Dominique Wilkins and Kevin Durant. Now, what similarity do these two share over any other NBA player in history who may have received either an ACL or PCL Achilles type injury? The major difference that sets these two apart is that they are going to be the only ones to have recovered or improved from said injury. When Dominique Wilkins tore his in 1992, he came back and was still able to make the All-NBA team 2 more times. And with the opening night of the NBA happening last night with the Golden State Warriors going up against the Brooklyn Nets, KD looking in tip-top shape, still from the preseason, fresh out of the gate after not playing basketball for well over a year. I think it's safe to say that KD is still the silent deadly snake we all knew him as in the 2010s. Simply having the physical strength and physical attributes is not enough to get through an injury of this magnitude. A lot of it is mental, and a lot of players who have had these type of injuries will tell you that it's just as much of a mental battle as it is a physical one. Even fellow all-time Hall of Fame NBA players have struggled to return from Achilles ruptures. Bad Boys Pistons Isaiah Thomas was basically forced to retire due to the injury. And even Kobe Bryant himself, the Mamba, rest in peace, when he ruptured his Achilles in 2013, it sadly was the beginning of the end for his career. He even just recently came off a championship with Pau Gasol, but that injury kind of started to wrap up his basketball career, and that's when the Lakers started to fall into being one of the worst teams in the NBA. So sometimes even having the Mamba mentality on your side still isn't enough to get through these types of injuries. In Dominique's case, he was able to maintain his form, and pre-injury he was putting up stats around 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. And post-injury, when he finally returned, he was able to maintain that process and was putting up numbers similar to 26, 7, and 3, still making All-NBA even with this massive injury. And to put that into a good perspective, Kobe the Bean Bryant went from putting up 27 a night to only putting up 14 a night simply due to this injury. So once more, this injury is not something to play around with. This thing can completely derail careers, as you can clearly see just simply based off of the numbers. But the real question here is KD, the Snake, going to be able to return to his Slytherin ways, ball out on the court, still be one of the top 5 players in the NBA and one of the best scorers in NBA history, I have absolutely zero doubt in my mind that he is going to come back and be an absolute bucket. Even better yet, come back to this video if you want. Even at the end of the season, I guarantee you KD either finishes on at least the second team all NBA. That is how much confidence I have in this man. I know he is a straight bucket. Also, expect to see the Nets in the finals. I think that's very clear. Kyrie is also looking extremely healthy as well, and as much as people clown on him, and actually the both of them for that matter, both of these two are going to be major buckets this year. But that's what I think on that. Let me know what you guys think down below. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. It's Horse. We outta